So it has officially been a week and counting since Jason Tatum has returned to the NBA court. And we've got to admit, it's looking a little bit scary. It is looking a little bit scary. I mean, this is a guy coming off of an Achilles tear. First off, shout out to all the surgeons, the sports medicine researchers, kin majors, what they have done. When you compare a guy like Kobe Bryant in 2013 tearing his Achilles, obviously different circumstances. That was a 33, 34-year-old Kobe who came back in 9 months, similar time frame to Tatum. But when you look at that, and then you look at guys like Kevin Durant coming back in 2021, not seeing a drop off in their game, 18-month layoff. Then you see guys like Jason Tatum come back 10 months and the jump shot's still getting there. But when you see a guy averaging 28.5, 4.5, and 1.3 a game in 30 minutes of playing time, and look, he's shooting 40 from the field and 27.5 from three on 10 3 attempts per game. He's still shooting 89% from the free throw line, so obviously maybe you just don't lose that. But this is a Jason Tatum who came back 10 months after tearing his Achilles in a very hard game against the New York Knicks in that Eastern Conference semifinals in Game 4, dropping 42 before going down, going out with a fight against that New York Knicks team. They were down 2-1-2 before losing that series 4-2. But it's looking kind of scary for the Eastern Conference. Jason Tatum, he stretches out the floor. He's another playmaker. Jaylen Brown has somebody to defer to if the gravity's getting to him. I mean, the Dallas Mavericks were doubling Jason Tatum his first game back, funny enough. So Jason Tatum is a guy who is a playmaker, has only gotten better. And on top of that, Boston has more guys that can shoot, that can go to the rim, that can facilitate. You've got Baylor Shireman having a breakout season. You've got Nehemiah Queta having an amazing season, and he should be in everybody's top 5, top 3 for most improved player. Peyton Pritchard as a starting guard and a bench guard, again, has improved his skills. Derek White doing what he needs to do. Luka Garza doing what he needs to do. I mean, this is a Boston Celtics team that, with Tatum being out, and with Drew Holiday leaving, and with Kristaps Porzingis leaving all in free agency, people were saying the Boston Celtics were going to be in contention to get a AJ DeBansta, a Cameron Boozer, a Darren Peterson, Caleb Wilson, Koa Pete, Kingston Flemings, Darius Acuff, Nate Ament, whoever was in that top 10. That's who the Boston Celtics were in contention for. I think the guy on everybody's draft board for Boston going into the season was Mikal Brown Jr. out of Louisville. He was on my draft board, and I was like, okay, Boston's going to be in this tanking position. Let's get Mikal Brown Jr. But they're not there. The Boston Celtics, they are second in the Eastern Conference. They're 44-23. They're 20th in points per game and offensive rating. But in terms of defensive rating, 107 points allowed per game. They're first in the league. This is a Boston Celtics team that, for whatever reason, with and without Jason Tatum, but specifically without, under the tutelage and the leadership of Joe Mazzulla and Jaylen Brown, has become a defensive juggernaut. And I want to focus on Jaylen Brown for a second because I know the MVP conversation, I think it shays. We got another video coming out this week about that. I think it shays. I think it should be between JB and Shea. Shea's obviously done incredible things. And when you look at a lot of the plus minus and offensive and defensive ratings, a lot of it is not in the favor of Jaylen Brown. But we got to also look at the fact that Jaylen Brown, there was a point in the season, he had like a top 20 usage rate in NBA history. There's so much sample size to Jaylen Brown compared to Shea, compared to Cade, compared to Jokic, compared to Wemby even, that obviously some of the stats are not going to be in his favor because he's simply on the court so much, the highs and lows, all of it. Jaylen Brown is going to be there for the Boston Celtics, but leading a team, just the things we've seen Jaylen Brown do, losing to the Oklahoma City Thunder within a possession without Jason Tatum and Derek White, the things we've seen JB do this season, despite the fact that it might not be backed up by all of the kind of hardcore analytics, and it's a weird thing observing basketball from a purely analytical lens because sometimes it really just simply comes down to the eye test. Is this boy or is this girl, are they nice? And Jaylen Brown this season is extremely nice, averaging 28.2 points, 7.1 rebounds, 5.1 assists, along with 1.4 stocks per game in 34 minutes, 48 from the field, 34 from 3, 79% from the line, and 6 3 attempts per game. Yes, there is the 3.6 turnovers. That's glaring. But then again, Jason Tatum is back now. He's going to have the ball in his hands less. I mean, again, this is a guy who's done it all for the team. And when we look at the production and the output, they're second in the Eastern Conference for a reason. Salute to Jaylen Brown. Just wanted to put that out there. As I was saying, though, when you have a guy in Jason Tatum who is looking like Jason Tatum more and more every single day. And in the playoffs, you've got guys like Hauser doing their job. You've got guys like Vucevic doing their job. Jordan Walsh coming into his own as a defender. Baylor Shireman giving you good buckets. Hugo Gonzalez being a wing threat. Ron Harper Jr. giving you good guard production off the bench. This is a Boston Celtics team. Obviously, they're not the 2024 team where it was like we got Porzingis, Holiday, White, Brown, Pritchard, Tatum, etc., Horford. But this is still a Boston Celtics team that's extremely, extremely well coached and extremely competent and has the pieces to compete in the Eastern Conference. Multiple wins over the Cleveland Cavaliers this season, beaten the Detroit Pistons, beaten the New York Knicks. This is a Boston Celtics team who did all of that without Jason Tatum, and now you're adding Jason Tatum to the fold, plus Vucevic, plus all these different things. It's looking kind of scary in the East. So when I look at the Detroit Pistons, they don't worry anybody. Just lost to the Toronto Raptors tonight at the time of recording this video. Has lost multiple times to the Cleveland Cavaliers this year. This is a Detroit Pistons team that has done incredible things, but Cade Cunningham simply just needs more. That's it. Cade Cunningham simply just needs more. Another video coming out about that at some point this week. But Boston, they've beaten the top guys in the East, and I would not be shocked if the Boston Celtics are the team that comes out of the Eastern Conference. Tatum, by this time in April, is coming back. He's in full swing. Vucevic is coming back. Tatum and Brown have got their two-man game down again. Mazzulla has taken a leap as a coach. Oh my goodness. It's scary. It is scary for the league. This is a Celtics team who outperformed everybody's expectations from lottery to second in your conference, a top 6 team in the league record-wise. And now you add Jason Tatum? I don't know, man. As much as we kind of counted Boston out, I would not be shocked if in June they are raising banner 19. With that being said, though, guys, that is going to do it for us today. Again, as always, if you enjoyed the content, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Follow these socials in the description for more BoxInOne content. We're on Threads, we're on X, we're on TikTok, we're on Instagram. Again, as always, if you enjoyed the content, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And we will see you all in the next one.